In today's Ukraine, the reality of war reaches far beyond the front line. The country faces military aggression from the Russian Federation, with border areas under fire and cities deeper inside the country living under the constant risk of missile and drone strikes. Martial law shapes daily life and grants emergency powers to institutions responsible for defense and security. On paper, Ukraine's constitution guarantees citizens freedom of movement, protection from arbitrary detention, and the right to a fair hearing. Even under martial law, these rights formally remain in force, although legislation allows specific temporary limitations. Mobilization and conscription are officially presented as operating within this legal order, combining defense needs with the protection of individual rights. In practice, the situation on the streets of Ukrainian cities is more complex. Territorial recruitment centers, functioning as local draft offices, together with police and other security structures, conduct patrols and document checks aimed at identifying men of draft age. Eyewitness videos show these interactions taking place in courtyards, markets, public transport hubs, and on busy roads. Lawyers and human rights organizations collect complaints about detentions carried out without clear justification or properly issued documents. Some men report being taken directly to recruitment facilities, undergoing rapid medical checks, or being asked to sign papers they have little opportunity to read calmly. Recorded footage sometimes shows officials using physical force, blocking vehicles, or ignoring traffic rules while attempting to detain those they consider liable for service. Changes to mobilization rules have tightened obligations for men between 18 and 60 years old to register with military authorities and to carry proof of registration. Penalties for ignoring summonses or failing to update personal data have increased, adding legal risks to movements through public space. Organizations monitoring the situation highlight concerns about access to legal assistance and the handling of health-related exemptions and family circumstances. In this environment, civilians live under two parallel pressures. One comes from air raid alarms, explosions, and the possibility of new strikes. The other comes from the prospect of being stopped in the street, on public transport, or at roadside checkpoints and questioned about draft status. Many men of conscription age adjust their routines, avoid crowded places, or carefully plan routes through their own neighborhoods to minimize contact with patrols. For state institutions, these measures are explained as necessary to sustain the armed forces during a prolonged conflict. For citizens, daily life increasingly unfolds in a space where national defense requirements and constitutional guarantees of rights overlap and collide. The documentary recordings used in this film do not resolve this contradiction. They simply show how, in wartime Ukraine, mobilization practices and civil liberties intersect on the streets of the country's cities.
Хлопці, ви зараз порушуєте всі закони? Ні, я не порушую. Складайте на мене протокол. І ви беріть руки. Ви не маєте права мене затримувати. Відійдіть. Ви на мене напали.
Да у вас на бодикамеру, вы там тоже такого же договорились. У вас какой
Я не знаю. Хлопці, що ви робите? Я не буду виходити, ви.
Так, я уже бьют. Я бачу, меня бьют сзади. Какой-то солдат там с бодикамерой.
Девушка, вот такие.